call this meeting to order of the Victoria City Planning Commission, a regular meeting for Thursday, August 21st, 2014. I'd like to ask anyone who has their cell phones or any electronic devices, please put them on silent so that we will have a clear meeting here. All right. First thing on our agenda is approval of the minutes from the last meeting. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve as presented.
I have a motion by Mr. Woods.
Seconded.
Second by Mr. Wayne. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Minutes pass. Okay, next on our agenda is citizens' communications. Anyone wishing to address the audience, the panel here, for any issues not specifically on this agenda, please do so at this time. Okay, it looks like we don't have anybody. I'll go ahead and close that, and I'll give it to the Development Review Formal Action. Mr. Hogginson.
Good evening, Commissioners.
Evening.
We only have one item on the agenda tonight. This is Stubblefield Edition, resub number 1. This is a final plat with a variance request. It is 0.3345 acres located at 606 North Troy and 1101 and 1103 North Street. The property is owned by the Ramon Villa Estate, care of Tom Villa, and they are proposing to plat the property into 3 single-family residential lots. And there are residential homes currently built on each of these lots. You can see the plat here. Some aerial views of the subdivision. Water is currently provided by an existing 6-inch line along North Street. Sewer is provided by an existing 10-inch line along North Street, and drainage is in accordance with the master drainage plan of the city. The 3 properties are located along North Street, 2 on North Street, which is an existing collector with a 55.6-foot right-of-way, and 1 along Troy Street with a 50-foot right-of-way. It's an existing local. The subdivision will give us a 10-foot right-of-way dedication along North Street and a 5-foot right-of-way dedication along Troy. The variances requested are to City Code Section 2182A1 and A2. A1 requires the minimum lot size to be 6,000 square feet. A2 requires a minimum lot width of 50 feet. Approval of the variance request would allow the property owner to reduce the minimum lot size to 4,520 and the minimum lot size to 39.77 feet. Lot width, I'm sorry. There are 3 homes currently on the property. In order to be sold individually, each one would need to be platted on its own separate lot. The area was platted in 1939 before the current subdivision ordinance, and the homes were built in 1945 and 1955. The re-subdivision will provide the city with right-of-way along Troy and North, 10-foot and 5-foot, and staff will require that any placement or construction of new structures occur within the platted setback lines. Some in favor of the variance are granting the variance will not create a negative effect on the surrounding property. The city will gain right-of-way dedication along North and Troy. The lots are currently developed, and the literal enforcement of the size requirements would require more land to be acquired. Against, it would create a non-conforming lot, and there are other alternatives such as purchasing more land. And staff does recommend approval of this request. You can see some street view images of the properties. This is along North Street. This is along Troy and Troy. If you have any questions about the property, I'd be glad to answer them.
Anyone have any questions?
I don't.
So if we decide to grant, that'll be the wording that we'll go ahead and use.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the
Well,
final
we're going to have to,
discussion,
yeah, we're going
don't you have to have a motion first?
to, yeah, well, first we're going to go with the public hearing.
Oh, sorry.
So are you through, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'd like to go ahead and open up for a public hearing on this subject. Anybody wishing to address the panel on that, please do so at this time, and please limit your discussion to 5 minutes. Okay. All right. Doesn't look like I have anybody. We'll go ahead and close the public hearing, and we'll go ahead and open up for deliberations amongst the commissioners. I don't,
I'd like to make a comment. It doesn't meet code in a couple of things which they're requesting for, but it certainly makes sense. It makes good common sense so that they can sell the 3 houses separately.
well, do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Well, I mean,
I'll second it.
all right. So we'll go ahead and if someone, Mr. Rashid, would you mind? Go ahead.
Reading that?
Yes, sir.
Well, actually, you have 2 motions. You'll just do one motion to approve the variance.
Right.
And then if that passes, then you'll read this to approve the plat.
Good.
Okay, I'm sorry. So we have a motion by Mr. Rashid and a second by Mr. Caldwell. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Variance passed. So now,
Go ahead, Vic.
Okay, Omar, I'll do it. Mr. Chairman, I move that the final plat for Stubblefield Addition re-subdivision number 1 be disapproved, subject to the approval of the submitted variance request by the City Council and the reoffer of any dedications upon approval of said variance. If the variance is approved by the City Council, the plat will be considered approved by the Planning Commission. Does that do okay?
I'll second that.
okay, we have a motion on the table by Mr. Caldwell and second by Mr. Rashid. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. All right, motion carries. I approve. And variance. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is other business by the Planning Department.
You want me to do it? You do it? You've got in your packet your monthly development report. You can see you had not a huge amount of activity this month in terms of new submittals, but there's a handful of small minor plats there, a couple of them associated with some trading of land between the Toyota dealership and HEB. That's the Frell subdivision and the Kmart re-subdivision. That's what that's about. And then that MAK subdivision is a small tract of land up by the Hampton Inn that's being platted for future development. So, City Council did moving on down to City Council action on those ordinance revisions that the Planning Commission approved last month. The Council did approve those at least on their first vote this past Tuesday. They'll have one more vote on that September 2nd, whenever that next council meeting is at. And then, let's see. As far as the building permit activity, it was another good month for single-family home construction permitting. We permitted 23 homes in July. So another good month. It had been down a little bit in June. I think we only did 8. But if you go back another month, we did 16 or 18 in May. So definitely an uptick in that category, which is much needed. So overall, $13.6 million in construction for the month of July. And then for our fiscal year, which if y'all don't know, that runs from October to September. So we're at $151 million for that time period. So we'll see how that works out. We normally track all of that by a calendar year, so we'll see how that shakes out when we get to December. But so far, 2014 is very much shaken out to possibly be a record-breaking year for us in activity. So
Wow.
helps to have 3 or 4 apartment complexes under construction right now.
Yeah.
Be happy to take any questions you may have on that. If not, I have just a couple
what-
of...
Question
Oh,
for you.
yes, sir.
Are there still more apartment complexes on the horizon, or have we finally stopped?
I believe we've stopped. Everything that has been talked about or come in for plan review and whatnot, all of those are permitted, and I don't see anything else on the horizon right now,
Good.
which makes some sense when you see how the market's going to handle everything that's coming in. So hopefully we'll see some more commercial construction, retail construction come on.
So you don't have anything to tell us on commercial-wise? do you?
Not yet.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll start having some
Hope you
more
have some
news.
good news.
The
next
yet was
meeting.
encouraging.
Like I say, this is what came in. We've had lots of folks kind of in the office talking about different projects, but we need them to come pull the trigger and pull their permit. So people are still looking at Victoria, so that's very encouraging. Couple of other reminders, I guess. I'll take this liberty to let you know about those. Next month is technically our annual meeting, so we'll need to have officer elections or re-elections in September. And then just a couple of weeks ago, Planning Commission, City Council made their appointment and reappointments for Planning Commission. So Mr. Wayne and Mr. Caldwell were both appointed for a new term, if you weren't aware of that. And then Ms. Patillo has reached her term limit, so this is her last meeting with us this afternoon, and council is replacing her with Zach Koenig Construction. So Zach will be with us in September. So thank you for
Been a pleasure.
6 years of service. Appreciate it.
Okay. That's it. And items from the commissioners. This is our turn to talk. I want to personally thank you for everything you've done for not only this planning commission, for the city of Victoria. You've done a lot for this town and the city, and I think everybody knows that. And it's been a pleasure sitting next to you. Okay?
Thank you, Dan. Thanks, everybody. It's been very interesting, and I know y'all are going to do a great job without me here to keep you in line.
You will be missed, and we do, again, appreciate everything you've done for this group, this team here.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone else? If not, it's not our fastest meeting, but I'm going to go ahead and do I hear a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned. Thank y'all.
Good job.